The Ponies are ready to rock and roll. Metroplex will be hopping tomorrow. Duke and SMU. The head coach, SMU, joins us, Andy Enfield. Coach, good seeing you again. Happy New Year to you and the staff and everybody else. The last time I saw you was when we were down there to do the old huddle, and Boopy joined us as well. What have you learned from your team from the time we got together before this thing got started versus where you find yourself now here in early January? What's been the biggest improvement with this basketball team?
With so many new players, it took a time for everybody to learn each other's games, the strengths and weaknesses. It also took some time for our coaching staff to learn our players. They've done a terrific job as a group, playing the right way on offense, sharing the basketball, making the pass at the right time, making shots, and defensively we really improved since the beginning of the year. So this team still has a big upside, but certainly a much better basketball team than we started the season.
You sought out a guy like Boopy Miller, Pac just mentioned, and you even said as a coaching staff, you think you know what you're getting, and then you have to learn about them, though, within your system and within your program. How has he measured up to what you thought he would be and what you're seeing from him now within your program?
Boopy's been terrific. He's a true lead guard. He averages 6 assists a game. He puts pressure on the defense. He's outstanding in transition. In the half court, he runs the show and gets people in the right spots and makes the right play.
Coach, when you had it rocking at the Florida Gulf Coast and then your thing at SC, the one thing I always loved about your team was how free your teams play. This team can flat out score, man. We were just kidding around with you during the break about shooting 68% from three on the road at BC. But this team just feels like kind of like the football team. It gets into a rhythm, and it's like almost contagious. And I know this is a goofy question. Do you teach that, or is that just a natural, hey, guys are just playing ball?
Well, it's key in recruiting to get guys you think have offensive skill, and we put them in a system to try to help them succeed, but they have to go make plays, and we do give them a lot of freedom. The two rules are you have to share the basketball, meaning if you don't have a good shot, you give it to your teammate who has a better shot, and you have to play hard. And if you can do that, we'll give you all the freedom in the world. And then you can't just turn the ball over at an alarming rate. And everybody makes mistakes. Everybody turns it over. Everybody misses shots. But if you play together as a team, so our players understand that they have all the freedom in the world to take that open shot.
You did say defensively, you feel like this team has gotten better throughout the course of the season. You as a coach, and everyone has a different tactic. How do you preach defense during practice so that it shows up in games? What is your strategy?
When you have so many transfers and freshmen on your team, this defensive system is new to everybody. So we had to really teach as a coaching staff. We started out the year a little sluggish at times and not making our rotations, not presenting help side defense the way we're capable of, and really improved in that. Obviously, defense helps win basketball games. So we have to be great tomorrow. We have to be great throughout the rest of the ACC season with so many talented players in our league. But very proud of our team. They have bought in. They played team defense, and our defense is so much better now than it was a month and a half, 2 months ago.
Coach, when we saw you back in July, when we had the celebration of SMU officially joining the league and you joined us, you talked about, hey, one of the reasons I want this job is, hey, we're going to play in the ACC. We're going to have a chance to see some of the great brands go to visit and play in their places. They're coming to our place, a little Moody Magic. That game tomorrow is basically what you were talking about. I mean, here comes Duke. They're obviously Duke's Duke. It's not Coach K, but it's John Shire. They're a top 5 team. Great athleticism. They're long. They play nasty D. It's got a different animal. But this is what you were talking about from the get-go, that this is why folks at SMU and the Metroplex got to get excited about football is one thing. Hey, here's what we're going to do in hoops. What do you expect walking through there tomorrow? Moody Magic place it's a dive. It's a pit. It's one of those kind of places. It's our place. Fans are going to be going crazy. So what do you think you're going to see walking through there tomorrow in terms of the anticipation of the opponent, the venue, the environment, and everything that's so great about this right now for SMU?
I give our team a lot of credit to be 11-2 right now. Duke's 11-2. It's going to be a great college basketball game. Moody Coliseum is a terrific place to play. It's an amazing home court. The fans here are so excited to be in the ACC, to have a quality team like Duke, to come here with the same record as us. It's going to be an electric atmosphere. Our players just have to control their emotions. When that ball is tipped, they have to try to make the right plays at the right time like we've been doing most of the season.
As you've been watching Duke and developing a game plan and going through practice ahead of this game, what are you seeing that you know you guys are going to have to combat to come out with a win tomorrow, Coach?
Duke's very talented offensively. They have great size. I think they're the tallest team in the country. All their guards are 6'6". Obviously, they have a 7'2" inside, and Flag is about 6'9", 6'10". So they have tremendous size at every position. We have to do a good job on the rebounding and also challenging their shots. They will score the ball because we're really talented, but we just have to make it challenging for them to get a great shot off most possessions. And if we can do that, I think it'll be a great game.
You know, former President Bush was there for the Virginia game, and we were kidding around during the break about President Bush. Is he vocal during a game? I mean, I know you're worried about, hey, let's man up, play some good D, get a good shot off, play, do all. But do you ever notice that the former president's giving the business to the refs, or is he kind of quiet, eating popcorn? What's his stature during the game for SMU basketball?
Well, he's a terrific fan. I did have a request to put that Secret Service earpiece in during a huddle for him to give me the play call and tell me what plays to call, but I declined that and just told him to enjoy it. He served our country for a great run, and he can just relax and watch some Mustang hoops, and he's a great fan. We love him.
Yeah, it's so cool.
And he's a true sports fan. I mean, he's I'm not going to say he's a junkie, but I mean, he totally keeps up with it. I mean, he's not just one of those guys, I'm showing up as a quote unquote celebrity or former president and hope the camera grabs. I mean, he really does care about what's going on.
Oh, he's a terrific sport. He played baseball in college, and he's been a sports fan his entire life. So it's fun to have him and his wife, Laura, there at the games cheering the Mustangs on.
Yeah, we'll see if he's part of that sold-out crowd tomorrow there at Moody. For you, Coach, obviously we've seen you, as Pac mentioned, when we came to Dallas for the huddle for the football thing, and you've been around to watch the run that they had and to experience the fan base really rallying around the football team. How is that trickling down to basketball? How have you felt that just throughout the university and now as you guys are on the court taking center stage?
Well, what an incredible season the football team had. Coach Lashley and the entire staff, all the players, what a job they've done to go undefeated in the regular season ACC, make the college football playoffs in the first year. Just spectacular. So I think that sets a very high bar for the rest of the sports here at SMU. Our volleyball team went to the NCAA tournament. Our soccer team went to the Elite Eight. So there are a lot of positive things happening here at SMU. Our job as a basketball team is just to go out and play as hard as we can and try to do our part. There's a lot of energy here, and you can feel it in the whole city of Dallas.
Coach, when I mentioned when you joined us with Boopy, how much does it help knowing that your point guard has some ACC experience? I mean, have you been able to lean on him a little bit from a scouting perspective? I know you got your guys out there doing advanced work and all that stuff, but it's got to be helpful to know that Boopy says, hey, I played it against Duke a few times, and here's kind of what happens there. I mean, so what does he kind of tell you here? Is that one of those things, hey, Boopy, let's just go play, we'll take care of it from an assistant standpoint?
Yeah, Boopy's been a terrific leader of our group, but we have other guys that have played in big games. A lot of transfers that have played in college basketball games in other leagues. Boopy happened to be in the ACC last year, and so was Matt Cross. He played his first couple years in the ACC. So we do have players with big game experience, and now they're being relied upon to do something they haven't done in their career, and that's be relied upon more so from a scoring perspective, playmaking perspective, as well as on the defensive end. And Boopy leads us in that, and it's nice to have someone like Boopy who had a successful season individually and as a team last year in the ACC. He knows what it takes to win in this league.
I did love one of the quotes I read from Matt Cross. He said, quote, "We're an old team, we're experienced. The teams in the top of the ACC might be talented young guys, but you can exploit young guys no matter what their talent is. You do have a lot of experience on your squad," and that's speaking from a leadership position. Matt is. How do you feel like age has helped you guys to be 2-0 in the ACC and moving forward when you are piecemealing things together in this era of the transfer portal?
The age is one thing. You have to have good players that are older. So we have good players that are older. They're skilled. They're very tough. They're tough mentally, tough physically. And our job as a coaching staff was to try to mesh these guys together and have them play as a team. And they've done a terrific job here, improving, playing as a team. We know we have a long season ahead. The Duke game is huge tomorrow for both teams, but one game doesn't make or break your season. But we're hoping with this experience, the older team that we have will be able to withstand the ebbs and flows of a college basketball season and really be consistent throughout January and February into March.
Coach, you think folks are starting to wake up a little bit with SMU basketball? I mean, I think football helped, obviously, but this is all about the hoops now. I mean that's why that game tomorrow, and I know it's just one game, and you got to treat it that way. But, between the Duke game and then all of a sudden you follow up with a road trip to Chapel Hill, you got a chance to really grab some people's attention here in the next week or so.
Well, I think Mustang fans, welcome to the ACC. We have Duke at home, and then 4 days later, we're at North Carolina. Mm-hmm. So that's as good as it gets in this league. It has been for the last 30, 40 years. So we're excited to be here. We're excited to compete. And our players are excited to just go and play as hard as they can tomorrow and throughout the ACC schedule.
All right, Coach. Listen, stay healthy. Again, Happy New Year. Always a pleasure having you on the show. Can't wait to watch this game tomorrow. The atmosphere is going to be awesome. And again, you got a really good club, fun team to watch, getting them down the floor. Duke, we know about those guys too. Let it rip, man. That's what it's all about. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mark. Taylor, Happy New Year. Thank you.